Oh yeah, there's nothing in there. Completely empty. Today, I'll run out of gas to do a full range test on the Halcyon 450. I'm gonna ride until the engine gives up, and when it does, I have our MSR fuel bottle down here, which will give me enough gas to hopefully get back to a gas station and fill up to make it back here to HQ. And once again, let me know what your guesses are down in the comments. How far do you think we can make it? Let's find out. So I said we're doing a range test on the 450. But really, I'm just trying to beat Pete Marino's record. See, Pete was up in our shop last week, and if you don't know Pete, he owns a Halcyon 450 and a Griffin 250 and has a Griffin 450 on the way, and he has over 55,000 miles on his Halcyon 450. So he's done a lot of high mileage trips. So I asked him, have you ever run out of gas? How far have you gotten? And he said he has done 150 miles on a tank on a Halcyon 450. So yes, this is a mileage test, see how far we can go, but also I really want to beat Pete's record. Try to get more than 150. So we're gonna go fill up. First step is we gotta get our backup fuel ready. We offer these MSR fuel bottle mounts for the 450, but not currently for the 250. This is 30 ounces, so definitely won't get you as far as the Rotopax mount, but hopefully enough to get me to the next gas station. Of course, we did do this with the Halcyon 250. You can watch that video at the end after watching this one. And on that bike, I got 147 miles, which was much further than my 120 mile estimate. We took that up towards Lake Michigan and back, taking a very rambly route on some back roads. We'll fill it up to the bottom of the fill neck, like we always do. Don't want to go any beyond that, or else I might come out the vent. So I don't know if you can see on the camera, but we are right at the bottom of that fill neck. So that's going to be our fill up, and we'll see how far we can get on this. Now I'm also going to use, another thing that's a little bit different this time is I'm going to use the Beeline, super simple, really stylish navigation here right on the handlebar. I made a route last night. This is the route we're taking. This isn't really the fun or the fast route. It's kind of a custom route. It goes exactly where I wanted it to go. So it says about 75 miles, well, a little bit further, just a little bit further than the Goshen HQ, but we'll hit go. There we go. And it's going to take us to the start of the route, which is at Janus HQ. All right, we're fueled up. We've got our navigation going. We're ready for hopefully 150 plus miles in the seat. Have you put your guesses in the down in the comments? Will I be able to beat Peter Marino, the infamous, or will we fall short? Let me know what you think. Another thing to note on this, you will also notice, is a little bit of an older bike. It has the 2 gauges, which we do not offer anymore, unfortunately. That supplier went out of business. We've moved to a single gauge that has the tach and the speedometer all built into one, but this model is a little bit older. It also has some different tires on it, which is another reason I wanted to use the Beeline to really track, the mileage that we're doing. I'm not sure if these tires have the exact same aspect ratio, so I don't know if it would throw off the odometer at all. I don't know if it's been calibrated for that, so didn't want to risk it. Wanted to try to get as accurate as possible. Oh, I forgot to reset the odometer, or the tripometer. I need to do that. There we go. See how close the mileage from the trip meter and the Beeline, how close those line up. How's Grant? Walking to work. So you can see we're hitting our first stop. This is where I had the starting. It gives me a little flash to let me know that we've hit it. So the cool thing about this, as we click through it, so here's like that main screen. There's a ride menu. Gives you kind of the status, battery of the Beeline in my phone, your range or how far you've gone, and your duration. Gives your speed, And then here are some estimates on how much longer is left in your trip, what time it is, and what time you'll get there. Pretty cool. How far to your destination as well. We'll kind of reference that with what the trip meter says, even the speedometer, see how accurate it's reading. So it's a nice simple navigation, tells us in 8 miles we're going to be turning. At least we have a beautiful morning to do this. It's actually nice and cool as well. It's been so hot recently. Nice to have a cool morning. This bike here, 288, was the one that I rode in downtown Chicago at 3 a.m. when the streets were completely deserted. It was a very fun time to ride in downtown Chicago. Check out that video at the end of this one if you haven't seen it yet. So, speed limit's 55 here. We're going to cruise at around, let's say, 60 on my Speedo. Puts me right at about 4,500 on the tack. Let's see, well, that's saying 55 on here, so we are a little bit off, looks like, on the Speedo, probably from the different tires on here. So I could go a little bit faster if I wanted to do 60. Also, it's looking like $5,000 is right around 60. So maybe we'll do that. Cruise between 45 and $5,000 to get between 55 and 60. Ooh, got some curvy roads. The next half mile. Oh man, what a beautiful morning. Just stunning. This is the kind of stuff that really revitalizes your mind. Getting out in some fresh air on some roads with some corners, but not too many people. Super, super fun. Home for sale? Okay. That sounds nice. 12 East. Perfect. Okay. So, we're going to take this for as far out as we can. Let's see here. The trip saying 21. Let's see what's the beeline saying. It says we're at 22.9. So honestly, I could just leave this on here because I want to get to 75 or 77 maybe and turn around. So let's just do that. Okay, one update. We are now in Sturgis. Yes, Sturgis, Michigan. Not South Dakota. But yes, we will also be at the real Sturgis this year, which is a huge anniversary, right? It's the 75th. So it's going to be a big old party. I mean, I was out there last year with Janus, and it was a big party, but everybody's saying that most people are waiting for this year. So this one should be even bigger. But we will be at the Buffalo Chip again. Mitch and Kyle will be out there hanging out, doing test rides, doing meetups. So make sure you come over and say hi. Take a bike out for a ride. Actually, another cool thing, I was talking about Pete Marino and his 55,000 mile Halcyon 450. That will also be out there with his sidecar rig. He's letting us take that, and he's riding his Griffin 250 all the way out to Sturgis. He lives in Kentucky, I believe. So he's doing high miles on his Griffin 250, but he's letting us take his Halcyon 450 sidecar rig to display in the booth. So come check that out, because it is a sight to behold. Such a cool rig. Sidecar was built by Texas Sidecar. That's not something that we do, but if you want something like that, they can build it for you. It's pretty awesome. All right, we are now officially at 50 miles, so that should be right about 1/3 of our fuel test. breakfast, lunch, coffee, ice cream. That sounds intriguing. So you're in Coldwater. Genie's Diner. I'm gonna have to hit that up. We're at 65 miles, another 10 miles. Maybe we'll go a little bit further, maybe like 12 miles. And we'll turn around. Take a slight detour because I found a really pretty road that I want to take a picture on. Was this it? Yeah. Ooh. Ooh. That's pretty. Pop it in portrait mode. We're gonna go to 5x. Let's do one vertical. Oh yeah. Now our adventure continues. But you gotta stop for the pictures, right? You gotta stop for the pictures. Alright. Alright. So we continue east. We are at 70 miles. Alright, we are at 75 miles. So, if we can tie Pete, we are halfway done with our trip, with our test. But of course, we're going to see if we can go a little bit further. So I'm going to go a couple more miles up here. Here's another sign that says Jonesville. So let's check out the downtown. See if there's a place for a coffee. Cocktails, not looking for that. Not yet. Alright. Well, we were stopping there. I don't know if you saw it, but I did see the fuel light is popping on a little bit as the fuel starts to slosh around in there. So the light is popping on a little bit. We should have a ways to go yet. Yeah, that is because the design of this tank. You were talking about how it's long and low and there's nothing else like it you can buy new anymore. It's a very classic design. But the bottom of that tank is flat, so as you're going up and down or stopping and starting, the fuel is flashing or is splashing around back and forth in there. So the sensor might get, put in a position where it thinks that the fuel is low. So you'll get that fuel light popping on now and then, but it doesn't necessarily mean that you're actually about to run out of gas. If it's on solid, when you're on flat ground, that's usually the indicator. So we're on our way back. Basically just going to take the same route. Beeline saying we're at 80 miles. My trip meter's saying we've done 77.8. Yes, they're a little bit off, but they're pretty close. So we're at 95 miles on the Beeline. 92 miles on the odometer. And the fuel light's on pretty solid. So we've still got, I'm hoping to still get 55 miles. So we'll see. I guess my confidence in that is starting to go down quite a bit. Alright, I think we're getting pretty close to the diner. Stop, grab something to eat. Oh, diner, yes, here we go. Grab a bite to eat here. We're at 98 miles. Okay, it was meant to be because today's Monday, and the Monday breakfast special, 2 slices of cinnamon French toast, 4 slices of bacon, 2 sausage patties. Might be the perfect breakfast. Had a nice breakfast meal here in Coldwater, and I ended up ending the route on the Beeline. So what we're gonna do here is we're just gonna record on the way back. Alright, looks like we're rolling. So we were at 98 before, so we're looking to get to 52 to beat Pete. So let's go see what we can do. So like I was saying, we've got Got to do 52 miles to beat Pete. I'm not very confident in that. Because as you can see, our fuel light is pretty steady right now. So we'll see. But we've got our spare fuel. Okay, so I'm at just about 120 miles. And going up a hill, I started to feel it stutter a little bit. So there's a good chance we're getting close to the end here. There, I started to feel it cut out a little bit more. It's definitely having some issues. Okay, I think I'm gonna pull over here because there is a truck right behind me. Nowhere near Pete's record. How did he do 150 miles? We'll just pull over on the side of the road if we have to. It's like every time I shift, the gas sloshes forward and starves it, and then it takes a second and kicks back in. I think we're reaching the end here. It's probably not good for it to keep going like this. Alright, so let's pull over and fill up in one of these driveways. Okay. I'm calling it. Oh, yep, the motor died there anyways. So we got 122 miles. Pete Marino, how did you do that? 150. Dude's a maniac. Oh yeah, there's nothing in there. Completely empty. All right. So let's fill up with our little fuel tank. All right, so we can at least see there's a little bit of gas in there. Still not a whole lot. So now we got to find the closest gas station because that's not nearly as much as the Rotopax gave us. Okay, we're close to Sturgis, so there should be a 1-minute drive. Okay. Great, so we'll just go fill up there. So, right, 98 plus 24, 122 miles. Pete Marino, you maniac. You got 30 more miles. I do know Pete likes to fill his gas tank. You know, I do it to the bottom of the fill neck. At least on his 250. Pete tells me he fills it until fuel starts pouring out the overflow tube underneath the bike. So maybe he just puts more fuel in it than I do. Alright, let's hope we can fill up here. Alright, let's head back. So 122 miles. Wow. How'd you do? I was very far off in my estimate. 120 miles is what I had guessed for the Halcyon 250. Obviously we went much farther than that, 147. But I thought we would do, considering Pete's record, thought we would do a little bit better than that. Well, let me know what let me know how you did down in the comments. Were you close? Were you far off like I was? Let me know.